Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Casio Lineage 50-meter atomic solar quartz, model number LCW-M300D-1AJF. And you know the drill, we'll open it up, look at the fit and finish, the features and the functions, the build quality, and then I'll give you my overall opinion of this really feature-packed Casio watch. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon page for this and many of my other favorite watches. I'll make sure to put a link in the description field so you can check out my Amazon channel. So here you go. This is my first review of a Casio Lineage watch, so I'm pretty excited. Obviously a different watch box from like a normal G-Shock box or some of the other less expensive Casios. So I'm really interested to take a look at this thing. And one thing I noticed when I opened it up and looked at the manual, this is only in Japanese because this is a Japanese domestic market or JDM version watch. This whole manual, there's some other pamphlets inside of here too, are only in Japanese. So if you really want to learn all the features and the functions of this thing, you have to go to Casio's site and download or just look at the PDF version of this manual, the English version of this manual. Totally in Japanese, I have no idea what it says. So I went ahead and did that and I looked up some interesting stuff. So anyway, there you go. And that's the only thing that comes in the box so far as literature goes. So let's take this thing out. There we go. Put all the boring stuff aside. We'll go and get some basic measurements for you. Again, if you want exact measurements, always refer to a manufacturer's website for exact measurements. So there you go. Interesting looking watch. I mean, I like, just upon first looking at the watch, actually my first look was a couple days ago. It's a great looking watch. I love the dual displays, by the way. Kind of reminds me of a Breitling Emergency. And I'll put that up on the left-hand side of the screen for you. Obviously, totally different watch, totally different price range, but it kind of reminds me of a Breitling Emergency a little bit, just a much smaller version. Anyway, so again, we'll go ahead and get some basic specs for you here. Let's bring out the digital calipers, micrometer, people call it by different names. Anyway, let's look at the case size. All right, case size, you're looking at about 40 millimeters. Let's look at the thickness. Thickness is coming in about, what, about 12 millimeters. Let's do a lug to lug. Lug to lug is, looks like 46 even. Let's look at the stainless steel bracelet. Does it taper? I don't think it tapers just a tiny bit. Looks like it starts at about 20, and I'm guessing maybe 18. It tapers down to 18. Look at that, right on the dot, tapers down to 18. So there are your basic specs. Again, always refer to the manufacturers for exact specifications. Let's go ahead and talk about more of the concrete specs on the left-hand side. It is 50 meters water resistant, which of course is 165 feet. It has the module 5110 inside. It has multi-band 6 atomic reception. It can basically pick up atomic reception from 6 different antennas across the world. It has an alarm, a power reserve indicator over there at 9 o'clock. It's solar powered, it has world time, it has a mineral crystal, it has a stopwatch, a timer, it has Casio's Neo Bright luminescent paint on the indexes and hands. It has pushers at 2, 4, 8, and 10. It has an auto LED light, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. And it has a auto calendar. Now, again, this is my first Lineage review, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Upon first really handling the watch, it's small. It's a little bit smaller than I'm used to. And because it's small, all of the writing on the dial is pretty small as well. And I'll try to get this as close as I can. Just glancing at this thing, it's a little bit hard to read this function dial over here at 9 o'clock. It's just a little bit hard to read. I mean, I can make it out if I get really close, but that was my first observation. Gosh, I mean, I like the look of the watch. I'm not crazy about the size. It's just a little bit small for me personally. And I'm not crazy about the fact that everything else is, you know, pretty small as well, other than obviously the time and the big part of the LCD, the upper LCD on the left-hand side of the screen. If you notice, that LCD basically is split into 2 sections. Let's see if I can get this in better focus for you. On the right-hand side, it shows, gosh, it's hard for me to even read that. On the right-hand side, it shows, what is the first thing? Snooze, and then auto light, alarm, and then signal. So if any of those are active on the watch, a little check mark, like a little, not check mark, like a little horizontal triangle will be next to one of those. And this up here tells you different things. It like tells you what city you're in for the world time, and it also tells you the day of the week. Down here, this is basically just your time. Of course, this also displays your chronograph function and some other stuff. I'm not going to go over every function of this watch because it's got a lot of stuff. The main thing, the reason why I liked it the most was the fact that they packed all of that technology in a really, really small watch, a small case size. It just fascinates me how they can do that with these watches, whether it be Casio or Citizen or Seiko. There are a lot of features packed into this watch. It feels really well built. It's all metal, no plastic anywhere. Let's look at the case. Just a really simple case, guys. You do have quite a few polished areas. You have some brushed areas, but it's a lot of polish, especially around the bezel of the crystal right there. That's all polished. The side is all polished. The pushers are all polished. You have some brushed areas on top of the lugs here, but everything else is pretty highly polished, as you can see. I mean, there's nothing special about this case. It doesn't break any design. It's not going to, gain any design awards. It's just a simple kind of circular, regular case. Let's take a look at the case back. This is where it's kind of interesting to me. I love really nice laser etch case backs. Not that this is really nice, but the fact that it shows you the functions right there. See? Adjustment, and then mode, and then light, and what is this? Search. I like that laser etch case back. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I guess they didn't want to clutter up the dial with putting any sort of wording or text, and they really don't have any room, honestly, to do that. I mean, I guess they could have maybe like printed it on the side of the bezel here, but that probably wouldn't have looked very good. But anyway, kind of a neat case back. I like it. What else? The buttons are very easy to push. Again, this is only, there you go, you saw the light right there. This is only 50 meters water resistant, so they're just basically relying on seals. No screw downs, anything like that, just real easy to push buttons. And let's go through the basic functions here really quick. And I like the fact that this watch also responds really fast when you push a button. So let's go right there. All right, so there it looks like that is your timer. And if you notice, the function hand will go to timer. Let me see here. It's kind of hard to see because I think the hour hand, yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not. Or stopwatch, I'm sorry, it's at the stopwatch function. Now you go to the timer, then it's gonna go to alarm. And what is the top one? Top one, basically that's where it says charge, and it'll show low, medium, and high. So when you get out of this function and go back to regular timekeeping, I think it's gonna show high, so you'll see LMH. That's back to, there it goes. Yep, so it's at medium right now. So anyway, so those are your basic functions. That's your world time. That is your stopwatch. That is your timer, which you can set to anything you want, by the way. And I think it has, what, 4 alarms or 5 alarms? Let's see. I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, go, go, go. Let's see. I wonder if I have to choose. I think it has 4 alarms. There's your snooze button. That activates the snooze feature. That activates the signal feature, so it'll give you an hourly chime every hour. Yep, alarm 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there you go. So that's all your alarm functions. And then go back to regular timekeeping. And if you want to start a manual reception of the atomic time, you can hold the upper left-hand button. It'll say get. And now it's actually trying to receive the time. I don't know if you can see right here. Actually, I take that back. You got to hold it for longer than that. It'll go down to work right there. Work or receive, W or R. And I think work means it's actually receiving it, and it's kind of calculating it. And then if it's successful, it'll tell you. It'll say get, and that's what that get means. In fact, let me get out of this. Let me show you here real quick. So the last time this thing got the actual atomic time was 12:02 a.m. August 16th. I'm sorry, 12:02 a.m. August of 2016. So it hasn't synced up yet. It's probably been in some storage facility for months, and it just doesn't have the ability. But basically, any sort of atomic watch, what you're going to want to do, especially in the United States, if you're on the East Coast, you're going to want to set the watch at a 45-degree angle facing west. Whatever, if you have a west facing window in your house, face the watch west because the antenna is in Fort Collins, Colorado. Anywhere past Colorado, you're going to want to set the watch at a 45-degree angle facing east. So that's what it would look like in your window facing east. This is what it would look like facing west. And obviously it's going to have the best reception time in the middle of the night because the airwaves are not clogged with a whole bunch of junk. So your best option for getting the time signal, a successful time signal, is at night, and it'll do it automatically. This watch will try 6 times a day automatically. If it gets it the first time, it'll cancel the other 5 times trying. Which is really cool. Now my Rangeman, my Casio G-Shock Rangeman, it does it automatically. I never have any problems with it. It does it, I think, every night at 12:04 a.m. It automatically gets the time. And the cool thing is I don't even have that near a window, but you do get the best reception near a window. So anyway, what else was I saying about this thing? Let's go over all the functions here. I think we went over everything we need to know. Let's talk about the dial a little bit. The dial, I like the dial because you have really bold applied indexes. Really cool. Again, I love the fact that you have this dual LCD screen. You have a nice chapter ring. Looks like it's a minute countdown. Yeah, a minute chapter ring. If you notice, the hands are a little skeletonized right there at the base of each hand. There's the minute hand and the hour hand. They're a little bit skeletonized, which is cool. You have quite a bit of writing over here. It looks like it says, gosh, I can't even read it. Guys, I can't read that top. I know it says Casio Lineage, multiband 6. I can't see. I think it says Tough Solar. What does that say? Yeah, the top says Wave Scepter and then Tough Solar in that kind of really, really light gray font above the word Casio. And below it, of course, it says Lineage and multiband 6. So I love this watch, fellas. I really do. I just wish it was bigger. Everything is so small because, I mean, it's a small case watch. It's just not a big watch. It's not a diver. It's not a G-Shock. It's just a really, really, nice and small kind of dress watch, I guess. That's what you want to call it. I mean, it's only waterproof to 50 meters, so that kind of explains that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get a Lume shot. Actually, let's go ahead and try it on real quick. It's a little bit big for me. Let's go ahead and try it on. Looks great. Again, it's just a little too small. I wish that function window at 9 was a little bit bigger and everything was printed just a little bit bigger. Obviously, the hour, minute hand are fine. The indexes are fine. Even the LCD displays, minus that right-hand section of the upper display, are fine. And I can see it obviously through the camera pretty well, but just looking at it with the naked eye, it's a little bit hard to do. So anyway, so there you go. So let's go also get a Lume shot. And this has much better Lume than I thought it would. Go ahead and kill the studio light, kill the monitor. Let's zap this thing for a second. You can obviously see it shining pretty bright right now. And this is pretty good. I was really impressed with the Lume, fellas. I was really impressed with the Lume. There you go. Look how bright that is. It's like I'm reviewing a monster. Look at that thing. I'm really impressed. Maybe Casio's up in their game on the Lume, or maybe they're just up in their game just for the Japanese domestic market. I don't know. Let me show you the backlight. Get it in focus for you. Look at that. That is a really cool backlight. And I don't think I have it set to auto backlight. In fact, let me show you that. You've probably seen that feature before, but you hold the backlight button in for a while. I think I just turned it on. Let me see. Let's try it. There it is. You just tilt it. I think it's 15 degrees and it comes on. Wow. I love that orangish glow that it has. Really cool. Nice. And of course, that drains your battery, so you don't want to do that too often. Really cool backlight. Anyway, there you go. I just wanted to show you that. All right, let's turn the studio light back on. And what else? Let's talk a little bit more about the bracelet. Of course, you got solid links polished on the tops, and there's little strips right there and mostly brushed everywhere else. Clasp, you have a signed clasp with, looks like it says Casio Lineage. There you go. Stamped metal, you're not going to get kind of a really nice milled scissor clasp on this, but it does, it gets the job done. Oh, I don't know really what else you need. This is kind of like their standard stainless steel bracelet. for these type of watches, just like Seiko has those standard kind of stainless steel bracelets for their watch. So anyway, all right. And guys, that's really about it for this thing. It's a great looking watch. It's just a little bit too small for me. I really, really wish this thing was bigger. And that's my only complaint. That's it. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description field for you can, where you can buy this watch. And again, make sure you check out my Amazon page for this and many of my other favorite watches. And I'll put a link in the description field to that as well. And if you like this video, please click on like. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I think I just surpassed 8,250 subscribers. I'm really, really happy with that. Guys, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate it. And if you got any questions about this, please put those in the comment section. I'll try to answer those as fast as I can. Great looking watch, just a great looking watch, and it feels, you know, really well built for maybe a smaller guy. I'm a pretty big guy, and maybe for just a little bit smaller guy, this might be perfect. And actually, before I go, I wanted to try to show you that process where it gets the reception. So you hold it, okay, and now it goes to, I think it's work down there, work or receive, and now it's actually trying to get the reception. Yep, error, ERR, error. And again, the last time this thing got the reception was back in August of last year. Actually, August of 2016. So anyway, really cool watch, guys. If you like it, go out there and get one. I've got a ton of new stuff coming up. Some really, really cool stuff, by the way. Of course, I say that on every video. But I've got a ton of cool stuff coming up. So make sure you stay tuned, and I will see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.